Thanks for staying with us here on Eye on Ocean County. Our guest right now, Lisa Auermuller, she's the watershed coordinator, and Melanie Redding, she is the education coordinator for the Jacques Cousteau Estuarine. And it's good to have you here. And Lisa, let me first start with you. We've been talking about so many things that you do, but you want to take this out and you want to educate decision makers, you want to educate the public and young people as well, the future.
Right. At the Reserve, we have a variety of audiences that we reach out to. I work primarily in our coastal training program, which we talked about in the last segment. And then Melanie has the opportunity to work with a variety of different audiences. And the goal is still the same. The goal is to use science-based information to help people understand the area better and hopefully become better stewards of the area and want to go out and make our environment around the Reserve better.
Melanie, what do you think maybe perhaps one of the misunderstood things are about the estuarine?
Well, one of the things is probably the impact it has on our lives and the important things that we get from the estuary, from our food source to the marine food chain, and people just don't know what's in their own backyard. So folks are always shocked when we do simple activities like seining, which is just dragging a net through the water. They forget that we share this environment with all kinds of different things out there, and it's right at their feet, and they don't know.
What did you call it? Seining?
It's called seining.
Seining. And what kind of things do you, what kind of things pop up and people say, whoa, I didn't know that?
All kinds of different things, from hermit crabs to pufferfish, seahorses. You just never know, kind of depending on the time of year and what, but it's stuff that's right at their feet, 2 feet from shore, and they're not expecting it. We just don't think about it. We think about what's way out there in the big things like whales and dolphins, but we forget about all the cool little fish and things that are right there swimming with us when we're out there.
And sadly, probably some pollution. You probably pull up some debris that should not be there that can be detrimental.
We sure do. Balloons are one of the worst things that we find all the time out there, but everything from cigarette butts to cans to diapers. I mean, it's
diapers.
Amazing. Yes.
They get caught in the storm drains. You're kidding. And those,
or even that are just left in the marshes. People think it's a big trash bin.
Right, right. Well, and some of the things that I've done just in my experience of being a reporter, the soda cans, the plastic for the cans, that can be really, really very harmful.
Definitely. Wildlife comes upon that, and if it's not cut up, because the suggestion is to cut it up before you throw it in the trash, right, they can get their head stuck in it, they can swallow it, so it's a nasty thing out there.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the recreation programs that you have there. What can people, you know, there's a lot of research going on, but there's some programs that people can enjoy.
Right, definitely. We want folks to know about the research that's happening around the Reserve, but also how it relates to their life and how they can enjoy all the different natural resources that we have here in New Jersey. We have quite a bit. Right. So we have programs for all kinds of different audiences. We have a program called Lunch and Learn that's for adults that takes scientists and researchers. It brings them to this audience so they can learn about the different research that's happening. They can go out.
We've got a picture of a kayak. You can go kayaking.
Yeah, that's one of the programs that we did with students at Sedge Island. They learned about GIS, so some new technologies.
GIS is what?
Global Information System.
Oh, and kids taking a picnic?
They're taking a picnic. We're doing an activity. That's part of our summer creature feature program.
Oh, that's fun.
So we run that all summer long. 1 day a week, the kids come out. They learn about different marine life and just have a good time, having fun in the outdoors and learning about what's out there and what they can do for it.
And what's fun about our job is it's really not hard to engage people on the topic of marine organisms. So people naturally want to hear about this stuff, so we have a captive audience really before we even start. Melanie's bringing in some really neat critters into the Reserve this summer, so the kids...
Penguins?
Penguins, insects, butterflies.
You know, I think penguins, people always assume that penguins are cold, that they live in the North Pole, but no, I just learned this recently myself. They like warm climates.
Some do, that's right.
Some do.
Yeah.
Now, you also have programs for educators as well, correct?
We do quite a bit of professional development for educators in the summertime, but also year-round. And basically, we want to give them the science content knowledge that they need and the skills they need to go back and teach science to their students.
And really, Lisa, what you really want to do is get people engaged, and you want to not just have them as somebody who comes in and participates in a tour or a picnic for the day or goes kayaking, but protecting the environment and investing in it as well.
Right. We think that at the Reserve, the more people learn about the environment, the more invested they are in making a real change. And as I've said in the past few segments, the better stewards of the area they're going to be. So really willing to make some sacrifices or some changes to their daily behavior, and that ultimately will impact the environment around them in a positive way.
I think most people think summertime, they start to think of, activities such as this, but is there something going on pretty much year-round there?
We do. We have programs that happen on the weekends and during the evening, all throughout the year, and it's basically to share an appreciation and an understanding of the natural environment, but we have things going on year-round. We kind of step it up a bit in the summer because folks are out and about, but year-round programs at the Reserve.
All right, final thoughts right here?
I think that the Jacques Cousteau Reserve has a lot to offer, from the scientists who are doing the research all the way down to the young children who can come and be part of family programs. So we encourage people to check out our website, learn more about what we're doing, and come be engaged in one of our programs.
All right, and that website is JCNERR.org. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us, and we hope you've enjoyed this edition of Eye on Ocean County. We'll see you next time.